1st and 15. Meyer joins two colleagues up top to make it trips in the formation, trying to set up something out there at the perimeter, and Meyer gets the ball but unable to shift out of second gear. And once again, we'll get trips to the near side. Reese Horn will move into the slot. Pairainen was scooting out of the end zone, but Ben Holmes' pass is knocked down. It looks like DeMarco Artis. Whatever the case may be, it certainly helps the conversion effort for Henderson and the Musketeers. Makes a little go to the side, to the line of scrimmage, and pulls up throwing, and it is Takedam all the way down to, well, certainly the red zone. Let's see where the ball has been spotted. Ball's on the 5-yard line. Henderson gives the ball to Kondar. Kondar looking for daylight, scampers into the end zone. Touchdown, Musketeers. Over to Ray. Now Yannick Meyer will move to the top of the formation. Holmes rolling out to that side, hits Meyer. Meyer picks up first down yardage and about 3 bonus yards. There was 50-36, but the Panthers really hanging around and staying in a slugfest for quite a while. There's Reese Horn. Ben Holmes is swallowed up and sacked behind the line of scrimmage. You know, the last thing he saw was that painted up face. Holmes on the delay, gives the ball to Pairainen. Didn't fool or experiment, seems to be back on the bookshelf. Holmes throwing to the end zone. Caught! Comebacker from Noah Touré with the National Football League 2 feet inbounds, especially for a touchdown. Ben Holmes looking yet once again. 3rd and goal now. He scrambles out to the far side. Looked like he was going to keep it for a bit. Holmes flanked by Pairainen. Play action, and he will scamper into the end zone. Touchdown Vikings, Ben Holmes. 2:24, the Vikings have tied it up and look to go ahead, and this one driven right through the Torstange by Dennis Tasic. Here's Henderson. He calls for the snap. Now he's looking to throw. Escape artist Jalen Henderson tripped up, though, short of the previous line of scrimmage. Henderson trying to make something happen, and oh, something did happen, and it's not what he wanted. The Vienna Vikings pounce on the Jalen Henderson fumble and take possession inside Musketeer territory.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Vienna.
And who caused the fumble? Better lucky than good. Lucky Ogbuffon. Well, unfortunately for the Paris Musketeers, Mr. Ogbuffon is both lucky and good. And he gets right back up out of his block. Look for Ben Holmes to keep it here on 4th down, but you just never know, and he will. And we're going to need a friendly spot. Looks like both wing officials crashing in well ahead of what should be needed. Reese Horn coming across the formation. Everything's still bunched up pretty tight together. Holmes looking to throw. Holmes dumps it off to Jeanette and just doesn't manage to hook up. 32-yard field goal out of the hold of Leonard Gagner. Gagner sets the ball down, Tasic, and you can see from the folks up there sipping the Gunefeddinger after inheriting a short field situation. Fakes the handoff to Mitchell, and Henderson battling his way up to the 45-yard line. Oh, you think Jalen Henderson doesn't want to play a couple more weeks in Paris? Musketeers looking to pick up yardage on 2nd and 9. Mitchell caught dead to rights in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Ball snapped from his own 46-yard line. Drops back, looking. Chucks one over the middle. My goodness, threads the needle. First down, Musketeers. Just inside the 29. Henderson, this time, looks 2nd and 4 now for the Musketeers offense. Henderson. Will he take off? Yes, he will. First down and touchdown. Mitchell. Ooh, Aaron snap. Best thing to do is just fall on it and not give the Vikings an opportunity for a 2-point safety, and they won't. Just moving from left to right across the stadium, blowing in a southeasterly direction. Holmes has to scramble. He'll get a couple of yards. Like I said, almost 5,000 on hand here in the Hoavaca to cheer on their purple rain. And Henderson driving the pile. Henderson trying to pick it up himself. He does, and gets a little bit of extra. This 2025 season, Henderson looking to continue that success. Hooks up with Tekedam. Step at the 39-yard line. Henderson all alone there in that backfield. Picks up the first down and more out to about the 46. And we're going to get a slow-mo. And what you're going to see is Henderson's down and Swankar, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just say it's a continuation of the play. We'll see. Bad news. Tekedam running down easily, picks it up on the bounce, and he's going to try to get himself out of trouble.
There were 2 fouls, both against the offense. Ineligible player downfield, 63. That penalty is declined. Intentional grounding, number 12. Loss of down at the spot of the foul. Third down.
So that leaves us with third and the length of a Viennese tram to go, and taken out. Guns went over the middle, is picked off. Taken there by Amani Dennis. And Dennis for the end zone. Touchdown Vikings. Yeah, and any rumor of a flag being down on the play was either moot or against the defense and declined as the Vikings see Holmes connect with Bierbauma. It's really going to be a setback to that Musketeer offense without Jalen Henderson. And once again, Tekedam is the quarterback. Well, nothing wrong with Kandar. Tekedam to throw one downfield. To throw one, not really far downfield. Mahungu picks up the first down and more. Fight his way back into the ball game. That's good news for the Musketeers. Potentially bad news for the Vikings. Well, the Vikings is a record for the Vikings at Hoavaca. More on that in a moment as the screen is set up to Kandar. Kandar out past the 35 to the 40 and brought down at about the 42. Ball's left on the turf. Was he down, yes or no? Let's see who's got the ball first before we speculate. Directing traffic. Pushing ahead. And Henderson. Gets the ball out to Mitchell. Mitchell's got a convoy. He's past the 50, down to the 40, inside Viking territory. To be exact, once again, fairly compact formation, safe for Tekedam at the boundary. And it is once again the fellow who put up 100 yards on the Helvetic Mercenaries last weekend. Backfield, but the throw is back to the near side where only Ugo Tekedam. Anderson, little jump pass. I have to ask Siri about that one. You're really dying to know. Dupont for a field goal, which is good. Get them all fired up. That's Mikhail Holub, father of Luke Holub, offensive lineman. Horn coming all the way across the formation to take that little pass from Holmes. That's good for the first down. Of course, nobody saw him wearing that camo. Second down for Holmes. He's going to toss the ball upfield to Ray. Ooh, a little bit of a double move there. In Austria, like Meyer, courageous through the middle, and good pitch and catch between Holmes and Meyer. just outside Paris. Showing some football IQ out there. Holmes looking, throwing, knocked down. Jay Ligon says, non. 50-yard field goal attempt out of the hold of Leonard Guiana. Well, the Vikes think they got it, and the officials say they do. Jalen Henderson showing a lot of character. Stands, wanted to deliver, now he's going to have to roll out, flips it to take it down, first down. Mitchell taking him in position deep behind Henderson. He'll figure in, no he won't. This is a little chicanery going on for Armed Forces Appreciation. 4th and 2, big conversion now for Jalen Henderson, the Musketeers. Cometh the moment, cometh the man. Mitchell comes back to join the fun in the offensive backfield. On our play action, Henderson. Don't know what the intention was. Take it on backing off as though he was going to get to try to cut the deficit to 3 points. Bertrand, the hold, the snap wasn't all that good, but it looks as though Bertrand was able to handle it, put it down, and Dupont. The old adage, don't take points off the board, but I think Jack Del Rio will...
Running into the kicker, defense number 9. 5-yard penalty results in a first down for Paris.
Let's see if that's a lucky number for Henderson and co. Big step toward the boundary to take it down, and Condor gets the give. He's got himself a couple. Trips up top, Henderson. Brought Mitchell in motion, Henderson. Touchdown, Musketeers. To try to take the lead for the Parisienne. Just missed to the outside, so we stay knotted at 21. Certainly have the bye and home field advantage. Holmes to Noah Touré to take a substantial amount of time off the clock, knowing that they've had reasonable success in shutting down the Vikings offense. Clotheslining on there, and hello. No answer for number 7. Big tip of the hat to a very courageous young man. Talk about making something out of nothing. Bofunda escorted finally out of bounds by Ogbuffon. Ball to snap from the 40, Henderson. Back in the shotgun, gives to Condar. Condar loose, past the 30. Stiff arm down to the 26. Coming out on top, 40-33 in another game for the ages. Here we go again. Bofunda getting loose. Bofunda on the loose. Touchdown, Musketeers! Oh my goodness! Sacre bleu! Henderson brings it back down and pops into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. You can make the argument that the team that is going to have the best papers to win the championship is going to need to have the bye week. Holmes throwing deep. Well, he had 2 likely candidates out there, and it kind of looks like he split the distance. 16-25 to be exact. And exactly what Ben Holmes did not need, and that was to take a sack. Have to think about a timeout or line up pretty quickly. Wrapped up there by Ganawa. Ben Holmes and the Vikings, it's a little more murky. Holmes finds Bierbaumer inside the red zone. Less than half a minute to go. Holmes chased out of the pocket. Gets down to about the 10-yard line, and that's not the smartest thing. Much different situation than what they thought they had a few seconds ago. Holmes looking, throws one into the end zone, covered like a wet blanket. And yeah, indeed, we don't have face guarding in the NFL. Jamalcolm Liggins is going to be snapping the ball yet once again from the 1-yard line. Holmes flanked by Pajarainen. Meyer was scampering. He was
too many players on the defense. Penalty is enforced as the half distance to the goal line.
Wish we could get that boom microphone, where the heck it is, out of the way.
12 players on the defense. Half the distance to the goal line. Still second down.
Holmes takes it himself. Signal comes in. Signal still waiting. Wing officials crashing down. Half-hearted touchdown. 5 seconds to go in the ball game, down by 2. Yeah, that's pretty much this situation. Little screen to Reese Horn. They cannot keep him out of the end zone. So 3rd and 3. Holmes. Okay, this supersedes all previous important 3rd down conversions. Holmes has an eye to the end zone. Can he make it? Can he make it? Now gets the signal to play. And keep it himself, and seems to have a fairly clear path to the end zone. So touchdown in the first overtime for the Vikings. For the extra point, the all-important extra point. Tosic. Please don't tell Dennis Tosic that I jinxed him. Ward resets to the right-hand side of the formation. That's where Henderson looked to go. Now he's dancing all around. Throws one direction to the end zone. Play is blown up by the officials. And
prior to the snap, delay of game. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
A lot of things can happen, and some are going to be bad. Henderson on the run, on the loose. I believe he got the 1st down. Could be wrong. Ward lined up as an H-back. Henderson throwing, lost one to the end zone. Takey Dom is out of bounds. 4-down territory is you're ever going to get. Henderson roped in quickly by the Viking defense. Defender lined up offside. Now everybody's offside. Henderson under pressure. And in the decision between Escalade Pivot and Wiener Schnitzel, it's Wiener Schnitzel.